Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to talk briefly about the new Sigma brushes I received in the mail today. Today, I believe, is April 23rd. I think it's a Tuesday. Sugar cookie chapstick to start off. Excuse me, this is me and all my glorious trollness. Excuse me if you heard that in my throat. I'm going to do the intro, and when I come back later, I will actually use these brushes. And they did say wash before use, which I do anyway because I have sensitive skin. And so I did wash them. So, hello and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, just knowing it's okay to be your authentic self. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Because here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we are about self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. I do cursing videos sometimes because I curse sometimes, period. My throat, I already alluded to it. It randomly gurgles, hiccups, and belches in videos. I do always say, excuse me. My voice is still a little rough. I'm still dealing with some minor chest congestion left over from a cold that I had, which usually happens because I also have asthma. So this is me and all of my glorious trollness. So the three brushes that I purchased, I did use Gel Beauty 87's code, which is Gel Beauty for a percentage off, which was great. Excuse me. I do have a shop my link down below. Even if you use my link, that'll take you to the website. You can still use her code. So if you're okay with doing that, that is great. Both are affiliated, both my link and her code. As a free gift thing, they sent, it says Sigmatic brush shampoo. Actually says, yeah, brush shampoo. It's all one word. Brush shampoo. Formulated with natural ingredients, liquid brush cleaner. I use Dawn dish detergent or like a gentle baby shampoo to clean my brushes, and I do clean them after every use. On the back it says, apply small amount of product to wet brush bristles, to wet brush fibers or blender. Lather rich, let me start this all over. Apply small amount of the product to wet brush fibers or blender. Lather, rinse with warm water, repeat as necessary. For best results, use with a Sigma Spa brush care tool. I was hoping to receive one of their brush cleaner tools, one of them little scrubby things, because the one I have, I purchased for like less than $2, and I had it for a long time. It still works, but it's just looking kind of stained and cruddy, but it still works. So the three brushes that I purchased, this one is the Sigma F48, and it is slanted, and it says on here soft coverage. And so this is for foundation. As I said, I did already wash it, so if it's not looking fluffy, that's why, because it's wet. And so that is what this looks like. And what was curious to me is that the other two are twice as long. So I don't know why the foundation one is shorter, and it reminds me of the Real Techniques brush that I use. And so it's almost the same size as the Real Techniques brush, but it's just cute. But all Real Techniques brushes are about this length. So I'm just like, why is this half of that? But maybe they think we need to be closer for a foundation. I don't know. But anyway, and I am going to read information. He also sent a little pamphlet, so we're going to read some of that information as well. This one is F08 Precision Powder Brush, and this is for powdering your face, but specifically setting under eye, and it says your T-zone area. And so I do like the angle of this. And another foundation brush I use is shaped like this. This is the Ulta foundation brush, and so I may still try this for foundation because it is like the same shape. This one is just a little bit fluffier, but I do like the idea of having a slanted brush for powder under my eyes, even though I already have brushes for that. But y'all know I'm a brush hoe. Well, if you're new here, you don't know. Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a brush hoe and a label whore and a chapstick hoe. The third brush that I purchased was F11. It says Soft Sculpt. And so this is supposed to be for like bronzer, blush. But you can use a brush for whatever it best serves its purpose for you. And it is fluffy, but it's wet. They're all wet because I just washed all 3 of them, but it is fluffy. All of them are really soft. I'm excited to have them. It didn't make sense for me to get the whole set because there was a concealer brush and a blush brush. I have a lot of brushes, y'all. But I wanted to try these. And also, if I like a brush, I get more. So if I really do like these, chances are when there's another sale, well, these weren't on sale, but I did use Joe Beauty 87's code, which is Joe Beauty. So when there's a sale after time goes by, because these are like brand new, this is a brand new series of brushes for them. So somewhere down the line, if I do like these, I will purchase another set. There is a code in here for 15% off, and the code is Sigma15. But sometimes sites have 20% off sales. I do believe the code, I want to say her code was 15% off, but don't quote me on that. And so what I'm saying is that 15% off is not that unique for Sigma. And I don't have, the only makeup I have from them is the blush and a bronzer that Grace has sent me. I tried Sigma products back in the day, and I didn't care for the formula too much. And it's been probably over 15 years since I tried it. And so I can't speak to, excuse me, what their formula is like now, but I know a lot of people love it. Grace loves their formula, and Grace knows her makeup, y'all. And so if you are not familiar with her, I will tag her down below. That'll take you to her channel and you can check out her videos. But this is the pamphlet that they sent. And there's a lot of information in here. Like, I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to read about the brushes. They do tell you like how to clean your brushes, protect your brush investment, it says. They do have a color switch. They have different types of cleaners. They have a dry and shape collection. I do have one of their dry and shape brush things from probably like 30 years ago. Has it been 30 years? Probably at least 20 years ago. And it even says Sigma dry and shape. And what had happened was, this is an extra one that they sent me because the one they sent me, it showed you can put like a thick brush in here. And I put a thick brush. The bristles were really just it was a fluffy brush, and the strap broke. And so I wrote in and said, you know, one of the straps broke where you put the bristles for the brush. And they sent me a whole new one, which I was surprised. And so the other one I ended up giving away maybe like 5 or 6 years ago in a giveaway with brushes that I had decluttered. So I filled it with brushes I was decluttering and sent the whole thing off. And what I like about this is, let me take a brush and just show you. So you take a brush after you wash it, excuse me, and it says in here, dry and shape. So it dries and maintains the shape of your brush. And they have, this is not even what this video is about. So they have different sizes for your different size brushes. And so since this is a fluffy brush, you put it down through here and you pull it like this. And this is after you wash it when it's wet. And it's supposed to help dry your brushes faster and maintains the shape. Usually my brushes dry overnight anyway, but this is very handy. And so for me, when I travel, I would take this and put my brushes in it. And then as I would wash them while I'm away, put it back. And even if the brushes are wet, you can close it up and you see the snaps on here. And you can just put this in your bag and travel with it. And unfortunately, I don't know if these are still available or not, but this is really nice. So they do have it. I do recommend it, especially if you travel, or if you don't travel a lot, but you don't have a lot of space to like leave your brushes out to dry. You can put them in there and close it up and they'll dry just fine. So to the brushes, high performance brushes, that's this part. Beloved and endorsed by professional makeup artists around the globe, our luxurious brushes make your beauty routine easier while delivering flawless product application. Ultra soft synthetic Sigma Tech and Sigmax fibers, antimicrobial, hypoallergenic, and engineered to better hold, apply, and blend product. Durable and corrosion resistant ferrules. This is the ferrule, this silver part right here. Made from exclusive Sigma alloy and patented interlocking technology with double-threaded engineering. Ferrules and solid polymer-based handles. This is the handle. are waterproof to outlast all product formulas and frequent brush care, which is awesome because I wash my brushes after every use. And it has a 2-year warranty on your brushes. And then there's other information about their products. I only read the part about the brushes. This is about the makeup and making beauty better. This here, excuse me for the glare. Clean beauty, which means nothing to me because clean beauty, there's not a regulated term for it. But to some people, it means something, but to me, it really doesn't. We're proud to say that all of our current makeup and brush cleaners are free of more than 70 harsh chemicals commonly used by other brands, vegan beauty, cruelty-free, and yeah, they have a list of their award-winning brushes down here. So that's all we're going to do for this part, because once these dry, I'm going to come back in another video and we're actually going to use these brushes, and I'm going to let you know what my first impressions are. I am happy to have them. I'm always down for a new soft brush, even though I don't need any more. And I'm looking at my beauty budget like, yeah, I don't need to buy the whole set. And it was, I think, a 5-piece set. And I believe the bundle deal was like $96 and some change. But for these three, I think I spent like 60 something with Grace's code. So yeah, so you will see me back another day and we will paint the face and use these brushes, and I'll tell you what I think. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to start with Cotton Candy Chapstick. We are going to try these new Sigma brushes. And so we're going to just do a base face because there's 3 that you already saw. So I'm not going to go over again like what they are because you have seen that already. So I just pumped 2 pumps of the Fenty primer on my palette, and I'm going to put shade 335 Fenty foundation on top of that. I saw on YouTube Fenty is coming out with another foundation, and I'm like, what? So she has a soft matte and then a hydrating one. This is the soft matte, and then I think it said soft lit or something, but I'm like, she is doing the thing. So this says soft coverage F48, and it's for foundation. This is an Ultra foundation brush. I think I showed this earlier, which resembles this foundation brush from Sigma, which says it's a powder brush. And so that's interesting. So we're going to see how this works. I'm excited. I think I have too much foundation on top of the primer on my palette. So one of the features of this is that it is angled. Wherever you first, I forgot to do my brows, darn. Wherever you first place your brush, that's where you get the most concentration of product. And because I have under eye discoloration, that's why I start there. My forehead doesn't need a lot. I don't think it needs a lot. This is picking up and putting down like very well, and it's very concentrated. I don't think with my other brushes it showed up that pigmented. That's not the right word because the shade of it is the shade of it. But you saw how it just laid down, and we are using almost all of it. I like this brush. My concern is when I like a brush, I always get more of that brush. And so I already had in my mind, I think I told you that if, excuse me, if I do really like these brushes, I'll order more when there is a sale. And this did come with, these did come with, this brush feels really nice. It did come with a 15% off code, but I think there may be, excuse me, a higher percentage off during another sale later, like once these are not brand new. This is really nice. And so you see that I do just press and stipple. I wasn't even paying attention to where the angled side was. I forgot that it was angled, but this is really nice. And the coverage, in some places I do swipe, but when I first place, you saw that I do just kind of stipple. So it doesn't really matter to me that it's angled or not because I really forgot that it was, but the coverage, oh my gosh, is amazing. This is nice. I really like this brush. It is very soft. It doesn't feel pokey when I'm stippling under my eyes. Some brushes do. We're going to go ahead and put on concealer. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer. Excuse me. And so this is how I do my concealer. And there's redness here that's usually always there. And I do come all the way across because sometimes this area is just a little bit darker than the rest of my face. And what I usually say is my mustache area is disrespectful. But this all the way here is not mustache area. It's just like right here is kind of dark. But sometimes that entire area is dark. And I do still have redness from that rash on my chin. And I'm just going to leave it because by the time, and the rash over here, you can see the marks. But I'm going to leave it. You know, it is what it is there. And so we're just pressing. We're just pressing and pouncing. Up here, we're just pressing. And you can still see it, which is fine. You can still see my under eye discoloration, which is fine. So just, my goal is just even out my complexion just a little bit. This concealer is perfect for here. I didn't even blend it yet. And look at that. So we're just going to pounce. We're not swiping. We're just stippling, pouncing. And look at that. Yo, I like this brush. I like this brush. I like this, and it doesn't feel pokey or anything at all, and the coverage is amazing. Now this brush says it's a powder brush, so I'm going to take, usually I use this brush for setting my face because it gets under my eye and is quick to do all over, or I use a brush like this because it'll just do my whole face faster. A smaller brush takes a little bit more time. This one is supposed to be precision powder brush for setting under eye and T-zone, but I do set my entire face, even though the Fenty foundation does set pretty quickly. So I'm tapping in, tapping off. And my concern with using this brush for under eye is I don't want a lot of powder under here. So that's the only thing, you know what I'm saying? Whereas with a fluffier brush, it just gives me a light coating all over. But we're going to use this to set. And I'm doing here because that's where we put the concealer. I'm going to try this. This is also really soft. It doesn't feel pokey under my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and just set the whole face with this. This is giving me more coverage with this powder, even though this powder is my complexion, but I can see that it is doing something. I don't know if it's just making, I don't know, I'm noticing a difference, excuse me, between how this powder usually looks. So maybe it's just adding more coverage. Even though it is my complexion, it still seems to be just doing something. And I don't want to end up looking powdery. I'm going to try this brush with applying foundation versus powder. Yeah, this is giving me extra coverage, which is not a problem. I just don't want to start looking cakey, which I don't think I do, but I feel like it has the potential for me to look cakey. But I wanted to try it for what they said is for, excuse me, which is for powder. So I'm just cleaning out the cap so that when I put the cap on the jar, excuse me, I'm looking a little toasty. It won't spill out. So that is that. So now we're going to take, I do like this brush too though, but I am going to try it for applying foundation. If you have a smaller face than mine, I think this would be good for powder. Even just setting under eye because it fits here and your T-zone. If you only set your T-zone or where you put concealer or color corrector, I think this would be perfect for that. I do like that brush though. I'm glad I got it. This one is, did I say what it was? Sorry, I got loud. The F08. This one, the F11 Soft Scope. This is not mouthwash. Soft Sculpt. So it's for your bronzer, contour. And I use bronzer and contour interchangeably. So what we're going to do, since we only have one of these, and I usually use different brushes for the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter, but we're going to go in reverse, and we're going to use this one brush for all of those things. And so I'm going to pick a highlighter at random. Oh, this is Raw Amber from House Labs. And so we're going to just swipe one side. Actually, we're going to use the tip of the brush. So we're going to just go back and forth and put Raw Amber up here, which is my complexion. It just adds a little bit of shine. And I like a subtle highlighter. This is pretty. I can see it down here. I see the finely milled sparkles. up here where you are, I am seeing some shine. So it is subtle. I do like a subtle highlighter, just a little bit of shine. Oh, down here it looks like a lot. I don't know what you're seeing, but down here it's like, okay, stop applying. And now we're going to pick a blush at random. Oh man, Watermelon Bliss. I wish the newer ones were the same size, because I store these in size order. The two new ones are not with the old ones. And between these, there's a Sigma blush, and then the two new ones, and then a matte blush. And so I have to figure out a way where I can pick random and it really be random, because the new ones, they are color coordinated on the front of the packaging, so it wouldn't really be random. So I'm thinking I may just have to like just intentionally pick one of those. Excuse me. This brush is nice for this. And even though I put it on the side and I did pat it on first, now I'm just kind of taking the tip of it and just blending it. And it is, you see what it's doing. Like, this is nice. This is nice. Tapping very lightly, because this blush is pigmented, and we're going to put here because this side to me looks a little bit darker. And so we're taking the tip of the brush and just lightly feathering. I like this brush. Oh, and look how it's blending with the highlighter up top. Oh my gosh. I'm going to use both my House Labs bronzers. This is Deep Level 10, and we're going to use the opposite side of the brush. This side had the highlighter and the blush, so we're going to concentrate on that side, and we're probably going to end up using the tip of it too. But we're going to take this and we're going to just come right here. This is deep level 10. So we're going to put this here. I like this brush, and we're going to use the tip of the brush because we're going to come here. And I don't know, I think this may just be a blush brush for me, because I'm just really used to the other bronzer brushes I use, the one from Fenty in particular. This is a bronzer, but I'm using it as a contour. I use them interchangeably. So we're using the tip of it, going back and forth. But I wanted to try it, as I mentioned, for what they say it's for. It is nice being able to just go back and forth up here versus the wider brush, the Fenty brush. And even this one would be good for contour too, because you can just come straight down and it's already angled. So I'm glad I got these brushes. And then I just need to wait for a cell to get more. So we're just using the tip of the brush, and we're going to put some on the tip of our nose. I need to do my brows because I'm going to do an eye look after this. So we're going to put that down, and we're going to take medium level 7 and we're going to use the same side that had deep level 10 on it. There's a serious dip in this. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to start using the edges so I don't end up with a hole in the middle. And so we're just going to put that right here. And we're not adding more on the brush. We're just making sure everything flows together. So the only thing I need, not need, because none of this is a need, it's just a want, is a fluffy brush for the Hourglass powders. And so this is Radiant Light. And so we're just going to, so this is the 3 brushes from Sigma. So we're going to take this brush. This is Radiant Light. And we're going to, there's a serious dip in here too. And we're going to come under the eye. And we're going to go back and forth, because we're going to go back and forth, up and down. This adds radiance all over my face, a subtle sheen. It just kind of, everything just blends in seamlessly, and it blurs a little bit. Radiant Light does add radiance, and that's all we're going to do with that. My nose is looking toasty. And now we're going to take Eternal Light, which I really like, and we're just going to go like this, and we're just going to go right here. That's it. This does make me toasty. So we're just going to just add a little bit like in my cheek area, and maybe just a little bit here and down here. And that's all we're going to do with that. And then we're going to We're not going to spray the face. So this is it for our demonstration with some of the new Sigma Soft Collection brushes. We used the F48 for foundation. We used the F08 Precision Powder for powder. And we used the F11 Soft Sculpt for highlighter, blush, bronzer, and contour, which was with a bronzer. And so I am digging it. Everything went on. You see what everything looks like. You let me know if you have an interest in these brushes. If you purchased them, what are your thoughts? I have a shop my link for the Sigma store. And once you're on the website from my link, you do have access to whatever sales they are having. I did use Gel Beauty 87's code, which is Gel Beauty, and I think that did work. It did, because I think it was 15% off. So I will put her code below, and so you can use my link to get to the shop, to get to the website, and then use her code for 15% off. My link is affiliated for me through Shop My, and her code is affiliated for her. So if you don't mind further supporting us and helping us out, feel free to use our stuff. And if not, that's okay too. So you see my face. I'm excited about these brushes. I feel like I can go on and on. I am a self-professed brush whore. And so I'm excited to have them. And that's going to be it for this video, because I feel like I can just keep going on and on about these brushes. So thank you for being here. Let me know your thoughts on the application, on the brushes. Look good. My base is looking good. Thank you for being here. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you so much. And I have powder on my shirt. And you will see me soon.